Well, what's up, BOA fans? I'm your host, April Marie. Thank you so much for joining me once again. It's Thursday here in the RGV, and it's a very exciting time because I have the pleasure of speaking with Miss Thunder Rosa, Miss Melissa Cervantes. How are you doing today, Melissa?
I'm absolutely great. I got my coffee, my vitamin D, walking the dogs. I am ready to take the world today. I'm great.
Oh, that's fabulous. Fabulous. Let me tell you, we're very excited over here at the Burdock Gin Arena because both you and AEW are making their debut for the first time ever here in the Rio Grande Valley at the Burdock Gin Arena this Saturday, February 3rd. What are you most looking forward to on this visit?
To eat tacos
Ah,
at close to Edinburgh and McAllen. I started my first tour here in Texas in McAllen. I started or I finished it over there
oh,
at the
nice.
Cine El Rey a long, long time ago when I had black hair and I was younger. So now I get to be in a bigger arena with my peers, and we're gonna have lucha libre and wrestling because we have CMLL Invasion here at AEW, and we're gonna see the first match, Hechicero versus Brian Danielson. So it's something that you've never seen before. So it's such an opportunity for everybody to watch something so like Valley and borderline, right?
Yes, yes. And I love that you mentioned that because one of the reasons why I was so eager to even talk to you today is because as a Latina woman, it makes me so eager and just inspired to see other Latina women putting on for the culture. How do you feel like just you being you has made an impact in the world of wrestling?
You sometimes you don't know like what you do, how it touches and how like it reflects on the culture and what people need and they're feeling. In the last couple of years, so many women and men have told me that they feel so proud of being Mexican American or just being Latino at the time because they feel that they are represented in a very positive way. And I consider myself being a little bit different than my peers from Mexico because I started in America. I started knocking doors and knocking glass ceilings because my accent was worse than what it is now. I look completely different. And I noticed like the difference between some of my peers that are Americans and how I was being treated. So that didn't deter me from my goal. And my goal was always to be one of the most successful Mexican born wrestlers in the history of American wrestling, or just call it wrestling just in general. So little by little, day by day, we started knocking, some of the stuff down. And again, when I came here to Texas, I don't know, it was something about it. It was just, it drew my attention. I was living in California at the time, and I knew that coming here was going to be the best move for me. And I can tell you, it was so magical when I was able to win the championship in San Antonio at the Coliseum with the all women mariachi, because I'm all about empowering women and helping women that are coming up with Mission Pro Wrestling, and just reflecting that and dressed up like a mariachi with my full face paint on, my war face. And now with all this development of Thunder Rosa painting my full face, it's like wearing a mask for a luchador. It's because it's completely, you can't see me and you can't see this beautiful face, but you can see this beautiful warrior face uh um coming into the ring. So it was beautiful. And again, I did it with the Selena's a low rider when I came back at the Frosh Bag Center in December 23rd in Collision. And it's just beautiful, like the way that I can develop the character, the headpieces, the colors that we're utilizing, the the Tron. It's beautiful. It's just like up in your face. You're like, yeah, she's here. The music. So I am very thankful that AEW and the producers have some of the same vision that I have, which is to represent Latinos, especially Latinas, like they've never been represented before.
Yes, I think that in itself is huge because I can only imagine that there's so many little girls who look up to you and they say to themselves, "Hey, she looks like me." For the first time, I'm looking at somebody who looks like me. And I don't think that's very common. So to see you be able to do that, I think is just absolutely inspiring. And not only that, but back in 2001, on an episode of Dynamite in March, you and Britt Baker became the first actual women to host a main event for Dynamite. You ended up winning that match, and it made a statement. Why? Because you really just tore down any sexist assumptions that people had, unfortunately, assuming that women could not partake in these hardcore, intense matches. Do you feel like that was a really just a pivotal time for your career?
It was a pivotal time for my career and Britt Baker's career. I think that really took her off to the levels that she needed to, and she became an AEW Women's World Champion right after that. And for me, it was the continuation of the climbing of my career. I was not signed at the time. I was signed with a National Wrestling Alliance. I just dropped the title not too long ago, not before that. And for me, that was a match that I needed for people to understand and value me as a professional wrestler. I had to do a lot of stuff to earn the respect of men and females in professional wrestling, such as jumping into a cage. I did MMA. I had my first and only match, not match. I'm my first and only fight in 2019, and it was all about looking for that respect. I tell you, I have a little scar right here. You can't see it very well, but this is from an elbow that I received, and I bled like profusely on the second and third round. But that for me, it really helped me to be fearless. And when I had the opportunity to do this match and just like tell the story with, blood, sweat, and like literally tears, it meant a lot because as a Latino wrestler, I felt outcasted at times. I feel like people didn't understand who I was, and the fact that Tony Khan gave me this opportunity and believed in what Britt and I could do for the women's division at the time, which was really needed. I'm really happy that the results were the ones that we got. And again, she was condecorated a lot during that year, and I was able to establish myself and establish what I was trying to promote, which was women's wrestling in general. And that year we did amazing things too with Mission Pro Wrestling, which is the promotion that I have in here in San Antonio, that is mostly to promote females that are up and comers, that are women of color, that are women that are unfranchised, that have not been able to have an opportunity or to have the light that they deserve. And also I was able to be one of the very few women that can say that won the match of the year. So for that one. So yeah, it's beautiful to see it in the history books. So I'm
Yeah,
really happy
that's
for that.
huge. That's huge. That's such an honor. And I think even just your story in general, because you're making your triumphant return. Really? Why? Because you were sidelined due to a back injury.
Mhm.
What was it that motivated you during that rehabilitation?
I think it motivated me the fact that I can do it again and life give me another opportunity, and not only give me another opportunity to do things in the ring, but also to develop other skills that otherwise I would have never been able to, such as broadcasting, such as singing, acting, speaking engagements with university students and other people in general that need that that fuel that can help them, achieve their own dreams and their own goals. So all that really developed during the time that I was sidelined for it was 18 months. But and also give me another mentality of not I mean, I always already had it. Like I'm always like, yo no me rajo, no. That's like the one thing that I always say. I don't quit. I just don't quit. That's not an option for me. And I think for a lot of immigrants that come from many different places all over the world, quitting is not an option, and never has, and it never will. And I think that's one thing people don't understand from us. It's like, why are you so like driven? It's like, because we can't quit. Like we just can't. We sacrifice family, money, things to come to this country to fulfill our bigger dreams, our like impossible dreams, and we can't quit. So for me, becoming the Thunder Rosa that I am is like she's not a quitter, and she you cannot call her a quitter or that she's lazy or that she she just doesn't show up. I was always there. I never left because I was doing commentary in Spanish for a lot of months. So again, it's like those are little things that people don't know. And again, I am so proud of all the development that we have done in the continuation of promoting and representing our people and representing women. It was a great opportunity amongst, a very dark time in my life.
And I love how you mentioned that because I feel like a lot of people tend to really focus on the destination rather than the journey. But even during a time that many people I feel like would have been depressed, would have, been in a dark place, like you really turned it into something powerful and motivating. And I think it really complements your name, Thunder Rosa. It's both powerful yet feminine. Is that a name that you sort of developed over time, or did you think about it on the spot?
No, it's a story of my my past life. I was a social worker. I was a supervisor in this place called Thunder Road. And I remember there was this like sign that is like this place is a rehab facility for younger kids 13 to 18 that have dual diagnosis. And there was this sign that says the journey is thunderous and it's not a straight line. You're gonna like hit a lot of curves and it's not gonna be easy.
Right.
So having that name and living through
Wow.
what some of the kids have to like live through, it's just this thunderous place. And like you said, experiencing depression, experiencing failure, experiencing heartbreak, experiencing all this, how am I going to be able to stand up and keep moving forward? Right? It's like, and I wasn't thinking about coming back. I was thinking about rebuilding
Right.
who I was, or maybe at rebirth of this new person, right? And it's the same thing when you are doing when you're in rehab. It's like you have to take everything one day at a time, one day at a time. One day is not gonna be good, the next day could be good. So it was that mentality of not giving up, like even when it's getting really hard and you just want to go back and do all the stuff. It's like doing what is good, but it's gonna be hard. And I think I'm so happy I have that name, and I'm so happy I went through all the experiences and I was able to, see what some of my kids, I still call them my kids. They're like they have kids now and they're married and, they went about to do their stuff. What they went through when they were teenagers, because you feel lost, right? And then when you are able to, to fight and work within yourself to achieve, which is sobriety, which is like graduating from high school, having better relationship with your parents, having just a better life, and being able to apply some of the stuff that I learned there, and then applying in my own life with my own struggles. So it's been it's been an amazing journey. And before, yes, you're absolutely right. I was focused on the destination. And that's a problem because I was not enjoying the moment. And I remember used to tell the kids, and we used to have a group of kids that I used to take them for runs. We used to have a run group on Sundays at 7 a.m. They hated me. And when we run, we talk about our goals. And I tell them, enjoy this moment, enjoy the little things that we do together. Cause I did a lot of stuff with them, uh, camping and stuff. And I cherish those moments so much. And now it's like when you're so focused on being successful, you forget about the cool things. And now it's like every time there's a cool thing, every time I go somewhere, I'm just like, man, this is really cool. Man, I get to travel. Man, I get to meet all these people. Oh my God, I was able to record a song in New York for Broadway. Like
Wow.
super random, like Mi Estrella Brillará from the last match. And I'm so proud of that because you don't say that you help translate a song in Spanish for Broadway, and that can open doors for Broadway as a wrestler, now as a singer. And that it's just like, it's so random. So it's like, I'm so glad that I picked that name, Thunder Road. And it's like, now I'm putting everything together. So it's just.
And I guess I want to make a comment on that because is it random? I don't feel like it is. Oh, I feel like it's almost like a full circle moment. Like Dios sabe lo que está haciendo. Like
Oh, absolutely.
you had a purpose in this life, and it's all coming full circle to you. Now you're seeing the broader picture. But even just with you telling me everything, it's not random whatsoever. I
No,
don't.
I mean, no, it's not, because I think about it and I'm like, dang, like I remember sitting there and waiting because I had a kid waiting for the parents or whatever, and reading that sign over and over and over again. And now it's just like, it makes sense.
I even have like chills. I think that's like so inspiring. Like, it doesn't matter what people want to achieve, but it's always good to talk to people who really just determine their why. I just actually finished reading this book called You, and it says that like you have to determine what is your why, what is going to inspire you to get to the next level, what is going to inspire you, you know, when you're down, when you're injured, that's gonna provide that fuel, I guess you could say, to keep going. And I feel like you've really tapped into that, which is just remarkable and beautiful to see. But one of the reasons why I'm also really excited to welcome AEW and yourself is because you guys are going to be doing a live taping of the show here again
Mhm.
on Saturday at the Bird Ogden Arena, which is huge. I feel like even for the RGV, you know, itself, we're going to be on national television. Why should fans come out, you know, to experience this live in action?
Well, first of all, you guys don't get to see El Consejo de Lucha Libre Mundial. No, Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre. I said it all backwards. And All Elite Wrestling at the same time. This Saturday, we have Hechicero versus Brian Danielson. I said
Wow.
it with the thickest accent ever.
Ah,
You know, they're beefing. They came in on Dynamite and took over. We have 4 guys from Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre came and just make the statement. And now Brian is the first one who's going to wrestle one of them. So it's just like a continuation of the storyline that is happening. Also, we have Eddie Kingston, who's one of our most popular wrestlers here, going against my friend Keith, who just came back from tour from Japan, and he is a staple here in Texas. So I'm super excited to see them. They haven't announced the rest of the matches. I'm very, very sure that on Rampage, the rest of the matches will be announced. And as you know, you have to keep your eye in there. You might see me there being announced. You never know. You might see some other people, but we're gonna have tag team action. We're gonna have wonderful, wonderful talent that you have to see live. It's like when you see it live, it's completely different than when you see it on TV with commercials.
the
AEW is
energy.
AEW is very entertaining, and the fans, and I know you guys are gonna show up. Texas fans are amazing. You guys are super loud all the time. So I don't expect anything less than that.
Yes, we like everything big in Texas. So we are so excited to welcome you, Thunder Rosa. We cannot wait to have you here, to have AEW here. Fans can definitely still purchase their tickets at the box office or by visiting birdogdenarena.com. Thank you so much for even taking the time to talk to me today, because honestly, like, I'm leaving this conversation feeling very empowered and inspired by you. So thank you. It is an honor. But for now, guys, I'm your host, April Marie, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.